Good morning, YouTube. I don't know when you'll watch this, whether it'll be morning, evening, or if you'll even watch it, but I got out a few of my rifles this morning, and I am curious if these Gamo lethals and my Gamo 177, I believe this is my maxim. Of course, this is a 10-shot magazine. I loaded in 3 Gamo lethals. I also have some Gamo rockets for my 22. You see the size difference there, and these are my 222s. You can tell the difference by the red band and the green band. So this is the 177. This is supposed to be 1,300 feet per second. This is my Gamo Magnum. Oh my goodness, that is a good gun. All of these guns are good, but this is my Gamo Magnum. I think it's got like 1,200 feet per second, and I don't know the foot-pounds of energy on these guys offhand. And this is my Whisper, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I actually bought this one used. This is the first generation. This is the first generation Whisper. This is supposed to be like 1,000 feet per second, maybe 1,150 per second. It's empty. You see the way that works. You just push this little button here. This releases. Let me see. I'm gonna put you down. Sorry. Okay, push this button here. It takes 2 hands, obviously, and then you pull out your magazine, which is cool because every time you break the barrel, this rotates, causes this to rotate here. This is the back of the pallet loading. The front causes this to rotate, and it's spring fed. It's pretty awesome. Now this is a Hatsan. This is a Hatsan QE 30 caliber carnivore. Cool name, man. A carnivore, like it eats meat for breakfast. And hopefully it does. But you know, during the last year of the pandemic, people were forced to stay home. You can't shoot a firearm in your backyard. I'm in my backyard. Cannot shoot a firearm in your backyard, right? Just a backyard in a neighborhood, probably like yours, maybe not. I don't live in a rural area, I live in the city. So I decided when I was at the grocery store, and I've watched a lot of videos. Hold on. Excuse me. Getting close. Oh, we're in August now, so here we go. This is a rutabaga. I think that's what it's called, rutabaga. Okay, that's rot, I think. And otherwise, it looks pretty good. And this thing is solid, man. I would not want to get hit in the head with this thing. It feels like a rock. I also bought a coconut, and I did not break out my PCP rifles for this particular video, but I'm curious to see the damage that will happen with my break barrels. So I'm probably gonna go about 3 or 4 feet back, and I'm gonna fire to see how much penetration I can get. I'm guessing the Gamo lethals will do maybe 1 inch. I don't know. If it goes further than that, I'm gonna be surprised. The Gamo rockets for the 22, that's not a really good penetration pellet. I do have other pellets, but they're not like H&S high performance pellets or any of that stuff. You know, this is usually where I use my little range here, and it does, you know, it does great. But I've noticed that the higher the caliber I use, the more penetration I get. So I've got several backstops behind this wood. Now this wood here is just plywood. It's probably about that thick, but you see on this side I've got the same piece of wood cut in a different piece, and that's I don't even think, maybe a 1/2 inch, maybe a 1/4 inch. So this here is the thick stuff that's supposed to be stopping it. But now that I have, look at the damage back here. Now that I've upped my game and I've went to PCPs, whew, it's a whole different game. Not that those break burrows won't do the damage for small game. They will. But I don't have this video up yet. These are all different calibers. But what you're seeing here is a Blitz. That's a 30 caliber Blitz. And that is fully auto. Oh my gosh, that's fully auto. And that is so cool. Look, there's one of the pallets just laying there. That's a 30 caliber, fully automatic Blitz. Now, can I use that regularly in my backyard? It's quiet enough when it fires at the muzzle, but when it lands, of course, you're gonna hear tat, 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 tat. And I mean a lot faster than that. And it's a great gun. It's a really fun gun to have. So I gotta go off to my friend's property in the mountains to really fire that. This is the kind of fun we have back here, or I have. Unfortunately, I did not discover air guns until 3-4 months ago. And we're in August of 2021 right now. So like at the beginning of the year, I did not discover air guns at the beginning of the pandemic. I did not even, you tell me about pellet guns. I owned a pellet gun, pump action pellet gun, a Daisy. I forget what it's called. I owned it. I mean, I thought, okay, cool. And these are fun for a little while. But then I discovered the break barrel. And I haven't played with pellet guns since I was a kid. And I've got 2 boys. So, and then I discovered the break barrel. And I started watching all these cool videos on YouTube. And I was like, I'm going to invest, You can buy them at Walmart. You can buy them at online. You can buy them at, what is it called? Big Five. Not any sporting goods store. Well, actually, yeah, Sportsman's Warehouse carries them. I think even Cabela's carries them. But if you want the good stuff, we don't have an air gun dealer out here in the Southwest. Not in my part of the Southwest anyway. In Arizona they do. Utah they do. But they don't have one here out in New Mexico. So maybe somebody needs to come set up shop here and get more people involved. And no, there are no air gun laws here in New Mexico. So I have talked enough, I believe. And now I'm going to put my phone down range by that. Let's hope it doesn't shoot my phone on a ricochet. These things are, definitely not firearms. They don't have that kind of feet per second. They don't have that kind of foot-pounds of energy. But this could easily take out an eye. If you shoot somebody in a soft part of their body, this is going to take out some vital veins and organs. These at close range, especially this thing here, the Gamo Magnum. This is a Generation 2 inertial. It has the iron sights, and you can definitely, you see it's got a spot right here for the scope. I took off the scope. The kick on this thing, I mean, it messes up that scope's view so quick, and I'm learning. So this carnivore, this thing is a beast. I mean, it break barrel, break your arm, break barrel. I'm a pretty strong dude. I'm not a workout guy or nothing like that, but I'm a blue collar guy. So, I've got some strength, I think, for my age. I'm in my 40s, and I can break the barrel. But man, after a while, it does start hurting your elbow, like tennis elbow. So this 22 here, this Whisper, it's got great penetration. Take down any kind of pests in your backyard, or if you have any. Thankfully, I don't have any right now. Hopefully, I don't have any more. Had to deal with mice a couple years back, and I didn't have these, or I would have probably blasted them. This 177 Maxim, that's an easy thing to break. You can break that barrel all day long, and you can have fun. In here, you can put your extra mag. Check that out. You can store an extra mag, so that's 10 shots. And over here's your other mag, right? Of course, same thing. But this is inertia fed, meaning that you can't break the barrel twice and feed this barrel with 2 pellets, which does happen with the first generation. You'll forget that you already cocked it. Even though when you cock it the second time, you can tell you've already cocked it, because it's so easy to break. But sometimes I've had pellets pop out of here because they weren't seated well enough. And I guess that black line here is actually like a band that holds the pellet in place, but it has to be seated correctly, meaning you have to push this pellet as down as far as you can, and it will grab underneath the collar there, underneath that collar. These are my 30 cals. I'm going to use these as well. Let me see. Vortex. These are actually made by Hatsan. That's a 30 caliber. Oh, dropped all those. That's a 22. Okay, you can see the size difference. I know other people have done this, but hey. Now these Gamos lethals, I found have been the best at penetration. All my 177 pallets would not go through that. They would dent it, but they would not go through it. Now the Gamo lethals will in fact go through it. Another 30 cal. And like I said, I've got a whole handful, a couple handfuls of different types of pallets, and I have not spent $25 for a can of pellets for the H&S. Maybe when I start hunting with my rifles, then maybe I'll invest in the more expensive ones. But I just try to stay right around the $10 mark for pellets. I've also bought some 30 caliber handmade pellets for my Blitz because they were a lot cheaper. They really don't have any penetrating pellets that I know of for the 30 cal. But these things here, when they flatten, they go into the size of a, let's see, a dime or a nickel. The lead shrivels up and it just, oh my goodness. Now I can hear my neighbor raking or something next door, so I'm not gonna shoot these guns until they're out of sight and out of mind. These are backyard friendly. They're very quiet guns. If you're shooting a metal sign, which is fun to shoot because you get to see the penetration, you get to see what you hit. And I've got several backstops there. You've seen what kind of backstops I have. Then, you know, they can hear the slamming of the pellet. They can hear it. Pap, pap, pap. You know, it slams pretty loud. So, that being said, we're going to try to do something different, and I hope to not break my kid's slide. And you can even see, well, you cannot, but behind that board there, I was hurting my wall. I was taking out little tiny chunks of my wall, and I know that it's gonna shatter that cinder block eventually. So I don't want that to happen. And the Blitz, I've seen another video, I think the American Air Gunners, this dude just destroys a cinder block on fully auto. So I definitely don't want to destroy any of my property or anybody else's property, and I don't want to hurt anyone. So that's something to consider. I made these myself. You know, I did not go out and buy them. Got some old jeans and I put some beans in there to make shooting bags. Are they the best shooting bags in the world? No, absolutely not. I mean, I just learned how to do it. Seen it online. Put some beans and rice in there, and that's that. Is this an expensive hobby? It can be. It can be an expensive hobby, but stay tuned, and we are going to shoot this rutabaga.